What's up, everybody? Finally got some Wi-Fi action here in the beautiful nation's capital. Ryan McGuffey here. It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. Me, Ryan McGuffey, brought to you by our fine partners at Hooters. Go to originalhooters.com to visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Coming to you from outside the Spy Museum, which actually I'm looking forward to go to. I have not been, so outside the Spy Museum wasn't my first choice, but I'm coming to you because I told you it will happen. The show goes on and we continue, and we'll see. We'll see the chat. It's very full already. Look at you, Becky. You know me. Must be finding a Wi-Fi spot. Was having some issues. Here we are. So, what do we got, Eric? Guff, it's not the end of the world with the Cubs. They need bullpen help for sure. Starting pitching, I think we are okay for now. Let's try and get a winning series against the Mets this weekend. Big series against the Mets, but again, you guys know where I stand. It's not the end-all, be-all to me if you don't win the series. Don't get swept. Never get swept. But don't feel like the end of the world is ending if the Cubs don't win a series against the Mets, who've been playing outstanding baseball of late. It's not the end of the world. It really is. As the Cubs continue to figure out who they are and what they need, they're still in first place. So I'll keep reminding you guys that as we go forward. I'm going to try to upgrade my mic here for you. To add to that, the Cubs are still in first place in the NL Central. Let's see if the Cubs are going to be buyers at the trade. They are going to be buyers. I am telling you right now, it's an absolute fact. They are going to be buyers. So I promise you that. No reason to think otherwise, Eric, on that. Happy to see Joel Quenneville get back into the NHL again as coach with the Ducks. Good for him, no doubt about it. You know what's crazy is that the Blackhawks still need a coach. Now, I think it would have been crazy to think that they would hire Joel Quenneville, especially with this current regime and administration. But could you imagine for the fan base? And look, I don't want to poo-poo why he was kicked out of the game or suspended. I don't. All right, I'm going to have to go with this microphone the rest of the Good for Joel Quenneville. Are you worried about the Cubs, Eric, hitting and pitching? No, he's not. Good afternoon to the real Phil Sims. Are you surprised that Q is back in the NHL with the Ducks? Didn't see him going to a team that's not a contender. Here's the thing, Phil. How many jobs that are open right now are actually contending jobs? It's always this way. Teams that are contenders very rarely. The NHL is the one rarity where you can get fired and have be a number one or a two seed and get ousted. That can happen. So, but yeah, I don't think he was going to have line him up and knock him out type of picks, meaning he was going to have to take the job of the one that was available to him. And in this case, it is the Anaheim Ducks. For me, it's just sad. It's sad that the Blackhawks still don't have a coach, as a couple of their guys have passed them by. Lip Ripper. Yes, we do have a new pope. He's from Chicago, which I love that Lip is all over this. It only means one thing: Bears Super Bowl. Super Bowl, Super Bears. Yes, a new pope has been anointed. Is that a new pope has been named the first American pope ever, Pope Leo, the 267th pope, the first American pope. That should be interesting. I love that he's from Chicago. Becky, Eric's responded to that he's worried about the bullpen. Of course we are. We're all worried about the bullpen, and Dansby Swanson and his wife are expecting their first child, which is actually really, really cool. Good afternoon to the real Phil Sims again. Time to win the series versus the Mets and establish themselves as a serious World Series contender. Hey, Phil, I'm going to tell you something, my man. I think they're a serious contender right now. That offense is too good not to be taken seriously. And knowing the issues that the Cubs have, I want to read you guys a stat, by the way, because I want to let you know the trouble, like the Dodgers, right? 25-12. I was doing a podcast earlier today, the White Sox recap podcast with myself, Brian Anderson, and the great Connor McKnight from CHSN. That'll drop later on the channel. I wanted to read this to you because I was looking at starter ERAs in the major leagues, where the White Sox rank 11th overall and the Cubs rank 8th. Okay. The Dodgers. Then I went to innings pitched from their starting staff, and the White Sox are near the bottom. The Dodgers are last in baseball. They've only gotten 167 innings from their starting pitchers. That's how banged up they are. So we get very tunnel vision here in Chicago when we talk about our teams because it's the only ones we care about. We're not really looking at everybody else's problems. But they got issues, big time. By the way, I asked the original question, how long? I've been sitting here watching the NBA and NHL playoffs just in complete awe and envy that we don't have a team that's playing meaningful games like that. Like what the Knicks have done the last two nights or the last two games, unbelievable. Absolutely phenomenal to see the Knicks come back from 20 points down. The Celtics blow a 20-point lead 2 games in a row, first time since 1998. Santos, what's going on? I heard Cade Horton is being called up Sunday. I had heard some flutterings that he will be called up. I'm trying. Here, let's see if I can get the up to the moment on that. Cade Horton. Cade Horton. I don't know if it's official yet, but well, Cade Horton is going to get called up soon. I think as soon as this weekend for sure for the next spot in the rotation. T-Pass, good afternoon. Kyle, happy Thursday. New Pope has officially been elected as Pope Leo. Originally from Chicago, first American Pope. Big congratulations. I mean, Twitter is blowing up. All the Chicago Twitter accounts, as you can imagine, are having a field day with this news. If the Hawks have a good offseason, there will be a wild card team next year. Lip, I need to know what that means. What's a good offseason? You're going to have to sign or trade for a couple of studs to pair with Connor Bedard and a lot of these young guys. Derek Shelton has been fired from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not a surprise. They actually felt like they had expectations this year, even though they're 12-26. They've lost 7 in a row. They needed to rock the boat, and they did. I know Jess, if she's on here, Jess will have a thought or two about that. It's looking like Horton or Wicks Saturday versus the Mets since Flexen pitched Tuesday and Wednesday this week. He has been pitching out of the bullpen, but keep in mind, these guys, their side days happen in between starts. So unless they use Flexen's side day as an actual high leverage inning, he might still be available. I'm with Becky. Let's see somebody else first. Good for Coach Q finding a new gig. Wish it was back in Chicago. I understand why they don't bring it back. Let's get going, Davidson. You're running out of names. I know. And David Carl, who pulled his name out of the Hawks job, spent 2 days interviewing for the Ducks before pulling out of that job and signing a long-term extension at Denver. It would never happen, but just imagine if he came out and said bear down. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. He'd be certainly in Chicago, loved forever. David, good morning. Nice to see you. Help me process this. I was listening to Mullion Hall this morning. Bruce Levine said, Elko is a one-way player, and he's not better than Vaughn. Last I checked, he's hitting balls out of the park. What are we doing? Why isn't he up? Why hasn't Vaughn been DFA'd? Vaughn's not going to get DFA'd. Elko has a high strikeout rate. It's in the high 20s, like 28 or 29%. I'm going Aviators here with Bright. And look, and we talked about, listen to our new podcast that's going to come out later today, the White Sox Recap podcast, because I talked to Connor McKnight about this exact topic, about when, why, and everything else for Tim Elko, because there's been so much, certainly positive discussion, rightfully so. He's a White Sox minor league player of the month, but why isn't he here? Why isn't he this? And I asked, was it to buy Vaughn more time? He had a different philosophy. We're not going to DFA Andrew Vaughn. I don't see that scenario. Oh, hey, Clyde. Clyde came to me on my personal account and said I ignore him. I was like, come on, Clyde. What's the subject matter today? Clyde. The format is yours, my friend. Yes, he is on a heater. There's no doubt about that, Phil. Unless Ben Cherington is fired or Nutting finally sells, don't be fooled by the smoke and mirrors. Maybe Pirates got inspired by the selection of a Pope, and they need to go wait for the smoke to figure out who the new manager and new leadership of this team is. What the F is Robert doing? Doesn't Robert want to get out of town? That guy needs to be benched. Show some accountability, Sox. You're talking about last night, why he's not on second base out of the box and putting the team in position to get a run. I agree. I thought that the effort was lackluster at best and very disappointing. Very disappointing. We talked about this in the podcast too, but I know that Luis Robert might be feeling the heat of some trade rumors, but he shouldn't. He did it to himself. And to be honest with you, he should want out. If you're inspired by winning, be a winning player. I'm with you, David. More importantly, opening day for the Schaumburg Boomers. Summer, here we come. It's a good indication of summer is when the independent leagues get going. I love that. Biggest Pope question: Cubs or Sox? Good question, Ryan. Wonder if he's gonna have the testicular fortitude to actually pick one over the other. Rantanen is definitely on a heater. Plays like this, Stars could see themselves in the finals. He had a hat trick last night. Pretty ridiculous. Any news about a new Blackhawks coach? No. Joe Quenneville is going to Anaheim. We know that. Any new transactions for our Cubs or Sox? Hearing rumblings that Cade Horton will be up this weekend. New manager Don Kelly was a bench coach, so same old from the Pirates. Cheap and easy, Jess, right? Cheap and easy. Hawks get Rick Tocchet, sign Marner, Bennett, or Brock Boswell. Young guys like Frank Nazar and Bedard keep taking big steps. That's a good pattern. Do you think Tocchet comes to Chicago? It's a good question. They got to, at some point, they got to get on this. I think since Boog is back, I think he jinxed us. Oh, Boog, it's good to have Boog back. He wasn't feeling well. Bulls will get serious about the playoffs after Reinsdorf sells the team. The Blackhawks will get back sooner than later. Once again, it depends on who the coach is. Well, it's unfortunate because I'm watching these playoffs and watching just absolute fantastic play being done, both on the ice and on the court. And I keep thinking, man, we are nowhere close to our two Chicago teams being in this position. None. We're not even like, oh yeah, next year. I'm not as sold as Lip Ripper. I'm not as sold as Lip Ripper that the Blackhawks are a wild card team as early as next year. Hey, Clyde, come on now. This is what we do. We don't do the spelling thing. Will the new Pope sing the seventh inning stretch? That would be amazing. He'll just bless the new Bears. Oh, that would be fine. He could give a blessing. How about just giving a blessing to Chicago sports? You know, throw a flyer out at us. We need one. Out with my buddy Breck Bear last night here in the nation's capital, watching the Denver Nuggets because that's his team. Obviously, that game went sideways fast. However, they're still in the playoffs, and they still have a shot. My 35-1 tickets narrowing down by the minute. Oh, don't fight, guys. Don't fight. Narrow the last names. All right. So this is some of the – you could hear the Spy Museum is very lively behind me. You know what else is lively? Hooters. Always. Hot wings, cold beer, iconic Hooters girls, originalhooters.com to find the closest of the 11 Chicagoland locations to you. If you want to get your stuff to go, you guys know I'm a big fan of that. Order.hooters.com. The mango habanero sweet heat with the tender tacos, or put it on a chicken wings. And the McGuffies love those cinnamon pretzel bites to polish off any one of our meals in the Big Daddy mugs. You guys know how I feel about the Big Daddy mug any time of the day. I wouldn't mind having a Big Daddy mug right now. It's about 80 degrees out here. We have Dos Equis, we have Blue Moon, and we have the Summer Shandy at Hooters. Back to the program. And you know, Clyde, I never forget about the Northwest Indiana Hooters, my people out in Portage. Guff, who are your picks in the NHL and NBA Finals? I had the Avs. You're not going to like it. I had all Denver. I went NBA. Here's what I did with the NBA. I said the Nuggets. I took a fly. And now after seeing the Cavs and the Celtics go down, because I thought they were the best two teams, even better than Oklahoma City, I don't feel like I'm that crazy. I think it's a complete coin flip now. I really do. Tell me why the Denver Nuggets can't win the title. Can't tell me that. I kind of am rooting for the Maple Leafs now at this point, though, because I really like to see, for some reason, I'd really like to see Canada get a Stanley Cup again. It's been quite the time. Clyde, the script spelling bee is in about 2 weeks. We know you've been practicing. You're awesome, dude. Kyle, good stuff. NHL overs is all I have to say. Lip, I should pay more. Is that what's been going on? Is there a trend going the NHL overs is the place to be, and I'm just missing out. Although I hope you've been playing my props, my friend. We'll get to the bet of the day here shortly. Question of the day for you: if the Cubs do some serious buying at the trade deadline, do you think they have a legitimate chance to get to the World Series this year if they stay healthy? Yes. I think their offense is so good, and seeing how they played against the NL West, and I already know the problems that other teams are having, like the Dodgers. The Dodgers have issues. Dylan Cease left yesterday. I think he's okay with a forearm after flirting with a no-no. You got to look at a situation where other teams are going through the same thing. The question I have is, do the Cubs jump the gun on the trade market and get ahead of those teams? Because that's what they need to do. They can't get burned by the Dodgers or the Padres or the Mets in the trade talks. If they're both going for the same guy, the Cubs need to be the guy who get him. Apparently, X Twitter rumors says the Pope is a Cubs fan from the South Side. Those don't exist. Come on, Pope. Come on, Pope. A Cubs fan from the South Side. That can't happen. Panthers, Leafs, the overs have hit every game so far. Now that I said that, here comes a 2-1 overtime game, and I play your recap bets every day. Love it, Lep. Breck Bear and I, we haven't discussed this in a couple of hours. We are flirting with buying tickets tonight to go see Ovi and the Washington Capitals play the Carolina Hurricanes. Just to get a taste of playoff hockey, see Ovi, and why not? It's not cheap. But the fact that we're both here in a different city, we might do it. So I'm going to connect with him. I'll let you guys know. If we do it, I will take pictures and we'll show them on the show tomorrow. Pacers and Knicks seem to be on a collision course for the conference finals. That was a great rivalry in the 90s. Both teams couldn't beat the Bulls without Jordan in 94. Doesn't count. Agreed. But I'll say this. As quickly as those series have been 2-0, if you think the Celtics and the Cavs are out, I think this could be a fight. I think both are going at least 6. It'll be interesting to see if they go 7. The Giants look like a problem for the Cubs. I mean, Robbie Ray was good yesterday. The Cubs offense couldn't get going off him. Ben Brown pitched well. They lost 2 out of 3. And the night before, they go into extra innings. And Presley just had nothing. You're 5-5 into the 11th. I mean, I don't think that they were a big problem at all. Top 3 teams in the MLB right now. Whew. I would say Mets. I want to say the Dodgers because they have the best record, and the Yankees, but the Yankees probably. Tigers are pretty good too. I'm putting the Cubs as 3rd. I'll put the Dodgers as 2, but I think they got major issues. Major issues. But the Yankees would like to have a say. So would the Tigers. But I'm putting the Cubs 3, you guys. I think their offense is good enough to win 95 games or more. Cubs need stronger pitching, 100%. If you go, got to bet on him to score. Oh, for sure. No doubt. It's time for Cubs-Tigers World Series rematch. That would be actually a lot of fun. I could see Tocchet in Pittsburgh. He and Crosby have that relationship, plus he won there as a player. Plus, they're closer to winning. Godfather, too many doctor's appointments. Just one thing to say. Ricketts is a cheapskate. I have Caps Canes over 5.5. And Dylan Strome to score in a same-game parlay for plus 375. Some may miss Horton's debut if he plays on Sunday because the game's only on Roku. Kyle, that's a good note, dude. Really good note that the game is on Roku. Guff, so you're not worried about the Cubs? They'll be fine? I'm not, Becky. I'm not worried about a team right now that's playing place baseball. I think Matt Shaw is going to be the third baseman. I have confidence in him. And if not, I think the Cubs go out and make a move for a third baseman. I think they're going to land an impact starter and a stud back-end closer. This is just me. It's a hunch. I think they're going to have a stud back-end closer. I think Presley goes to the 8th. I think Porter Hodge goes to the 7th. And I think they're going to acquire a top-line starter. I really do. And from there, if they add other pieces, complementary pieces, that's fine. But you got to get an arm and you got to get a reliever. Like, to me, I don't even care if you get another bat. Those are the 2 things that the Cubs have to get. Bears rookie minicamp this weekend. Tomorrow is when it starts. Looking forward to seeing the new rookies in football gear, 100%. NHL over is a great call, Lip. They've been hitting. Well, let's go to our bet of the day. Speaking of been hitting, we're on a little clip here in May. It's like the calendar flipped over to May, and things have changed a little bit for us. I think the Golden State Warriors are in trouble tonight, guys. I think Steve Kerr is more than fine as a veteran head coach with a veteran team to get out of there with a split and keep his guys healthy. I really don't think that you're going to see. And look, you got a pissed off Timberwolves team that's looking around the league going, we can't be like the Celtics. We can't be like the Cavs. We can't. Not at home. And I think the T-Wolves get it done tonight. And Naz Reid, who scored 19 in game one, he's a problem. He's a mismatch in this series. There's really nobody on Golden State that can post up, can stop this guy. He hit a couple threes the other night. The total on this has already moved from 11.5 to 12.5, and you see the heavy juice on it at minus 125. I'm still going with it. I think Naz Reid, there's a couple. I like Jimmy Butler's under. I think look at like the secondary players for Golden State in a possible blowout game. If you can get some low point totals, 5, 6, 7, 8.5, that might be worth the idea of jumping in and trying to steal some. I like Naz Reid here. I like the 12.5. I liked it 11.5 even better. But aviators are on because we are cashing, guys. You see what's going on in May. We're 4-1 in May. We lost the Tatum bet the other day. Not yesterday. The Tatum one yesterday was even worse. Tatum from game one. But we're off and running on the NBA prop machine. Yesterday, Drew Holiday had cashed in the midway through the second quarter. The over 3.5 assists. Bing, bang, boom. And we're off and running. And we're getting our record back going to get 2-1 on the week, 4-1 on the month. Pablo's right. Must have won last night. We sure did. Jordo, Cubs need Sonny Gray. That's the type of guy that makes sense. I'm thinking they go for a guy that's even more frontline than that. But Sonny Gray would certainly add and help their cause. I like it. Would you take it at 15.5 or better odds? You want to do some laddering? Lip, why don't you just ladder it? Why don't you do 12.5, 13.5, 14.5, 15.5? Why don't you do that? That's what I would do. Another solid call. Play the odds. Played Naz's over in game one and it cashed. Let's go. OD, let's go, guys. Jess, Cubs have a 3-game lead over the Brewers, Reds, and Cards. I know they are figuring things out, but better figure them out quick, Cubs. Keep in mind, those teams behind them, they're trying to figure stuff out too, Jess. The time has come. They stopped hitting. Now what does Hoyer do? Every year, they all stop hitting at the same time like clockwork. I'm not ready to say no to that. When's the Sox next win? Maybe today. I'm saying a 4-game sweep. Those are hard to pull off. They play at 1. They're playing right now, basically the top of the hour. I think the White Sox are going to win. The amount of 8th grade people around the Spy Museum is something. Eric, a couple more here. I believe Shaw will be back at third base next week. Good call. Becky, I do like Nicky Lopez at third. He was good on Monday night. But Nicky Lopez has 0 power. He's a good veteran player, and he is more of a 4th infielder role player than he is an everyday starter. And that's no disrespect to Nicky Lopez because I think he has value on this team. Sox sweeping the Cubs would be so sweet. Next weekend, the first edition of the Crosstown Classic, Sox and Cubs from Wrigley Field. I think we're going to call it a day here early today, folks. Got a lot of people around me, in front of me. They're impacting the noise. We're going Naz Reid, bet of the day. Over 12.5, Terry. Appreciate you, my friend. Good that the pig didn't come in today and stir the pot. We must have offed him yesterday because that guy came in and crapped all over, and he didn't know what he was getting into. Nicky Lopez is a good defender. Thanks for the show while you're on the road. Hey, we got work to do. Hooters is our proud partner. We got work to do. We can't that's Illinois. We can't forget about the Illinois Tollway too, who's the proud sponsor of the White Sox and Cubs Recap podcast. But this is the Hooters Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffin. You guys have been awesome. You think the Cubs, I think, will win 2 out of 3. I think the Sox may steal one. Eric, we appreciate you. There's the bet. Naz Reid over. Putting that in right now. It's been the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, from the road, from right outside the Spy Museum. There's my guy right over there, finishing up the show. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather. Take care of yourselves. I will see you tomorrow. Today we have the White Sox recap and the Recap Rush Hour, and we also have the White Sox Recap podcast dropping later tonight. Have a great day. It's all brought to you by our fine partners at Hooters, originalhooters.com to find the closest location nearest you. Order.hooters.com for your order to go. Have a great day.